right, over here at the right side of Dual Sight, we have our Protoss player, traditionally horrible versus Terrans, but won a convincing match versus a Terran today already.
EGJYP.
There he is. Focusing, and here we have, again, looking a little bit haggard going into this game, although I saw him walking around at the break and he seemed to be not too bad.
MVPSC.
Even his intro seeming a little shaky there. Look at that. JYP making... he's made a splash in this group.
Yeah.
Definitely looking stronger than SC so far.
Yeah, definitely. The STC, even though he's played his last game, he's hanging around, waiting to see what happens, since everything kind of depends on everyone else right now.
Yep.
Anyway, Probe just scouting around here, seeing what's up. He's going to see that it's nothing too terribly aggressive just yet. He, I believe, went for the gas after those barracks.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he knows, okay, you have gas, it could be anything, but I'm just going to stay here as long as possible.
And he's got 2 SCVs on gas, I think. That's kind of interesting.
He has
3 now, okay. Pretty sure he had 2 for a moment, though.
You're right.
Before we put that third one on.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right.
Anyway, this is going to be an interesting battle here. We did see a very long game between JYP and the STC earlier.
Chrono boosting out a Zealot and has made his core a little bit late as a result. But what the Zealot will not accomplish very much. It's been scouted, and now he's just going to move his barracks and wall things off. I don't like Chrono boosting a Zealot in this matchup ever, unless it's a map where like someone might go Command Center first, or if you're 2-gate proxying.
Well, and he scouted, though, and he knew there was no Command Center first. He scouted early and saw the barracks in the refinery. There's no reason to get that Zealot out this early.
He's going to force a repair, but not really.
Not really, no. There's Marines right behind the depot.
If this depot stays on low, okay, that was close. Now the Zealot's going to...
Alright, so Zealot completely useless. I mean, like you said, I mean, it's not always a bad decision. If you think you can put some pressure on your opponent with that Zealot early on, if they're not expecting it. But if you scout that they already have a barracks there, that they're walling off their ramp, then it doesn't make too much sense to expend the resources on that.
I feel like it's his way of doing a secondary scout. He wants to know how many Marines are up there, wants to know if a reactor is being made.
That's a good point, actually.
And there was no wall at the time he chronoed it, so...
Zap, zap.
At the time he chronoed it, there was no wall, so I think, I mean, it's understandable, it's acceptable. He hit the reactor, now he's going to go make the reactor back at home, so this is kind of cool. What SC has done, he's been very mind-gamey with this. Shows no reactor. Now makes the reactor. Starport started Banshee production, and the Tech Lab does go down a little bit later on the factory. The Zealot's trying to go up there and scout the Marine count. Does see exactly where Marines are there. Banshee is 1/3 of the way done. Double gates on the way for JYP. No robo. There it is.
All right. So he is going to be able to put out some higher tech units. It's going to be good, but he's going to be hard pressed to defend the attack, which I smell is coming from SC.
Oh, it's going to be very difficult. He already made some sentries, which are not going to be very useful against this. And right now, in total, he has 2 Zealots, 2 Stalkers, and 2 sentries out. He needs more of all types of units. He does have his gateways powered up now. He has to have a perfect ratio, though, to deal with this. He cannot have one few 2 Stalkers or one Stalkers too many. I said that in like the worst English that anyone has ever heard, but if he has too many Stalkers, he'll die. If he has too few, he dies. That's the better way to say it. He's gonna lose some probes as well.
If he has enough units to defend, he will win, and if he doesn't, then he'll lose.
Well, it's all about the ratio.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just joking around, but yeah, this Banshee's actually getting some decent kills here. 4 kills on that Banshee, just dodging around. He's going to find this pylon as well.
I don't know why
might be too dangerous to
Protosses
attack
make
it.
so many sentries on this map against Terran, because you can't use the sentries to hold a Nexus. You just can't. There's 2 entrances that are massively wide open, and if he goes for a tank Banshee building, you don't want those sentries anyways. I find it kind of weird how many players go for this sentry composition early on. Yeah, sure, he only made 2, but he made 2 regardless. That's a lot of gas. And the push is coming, Trap. There are SCVs coming as well. A total of 8 SCVs coming with this push. Total unit count right now is 3 Banshees, 3 tanks, 17 Marines, with 8 SCVs in the push. JYP's unit count is 9 Stalkers, 3 Zealots, and 2 Sentries with 1 Immortal in the mix. The Immortal is totally out of position though right now.
Oh wow, getting some early kills here. He's trying to kite back, trying to pick off those Banshees, but he loses a Stalker as a result. Doesn't even get the Banshee.
Never a good idea to try to do that. The bunkering will begin. He's actually repairing the Banshee right now. Guardian Shield goes up. That's one thing that you can use your sentries for. The Immortal is in the mix. He's trying to break through this concave, though.
What is he doing? He's attacking the Nexus instead of the units, so he's just getting free hits on him. Now he turns on the Immortal, picks off the Immortal. SCV's fighting probes. Is he going to be able to pick this off? It looks like he is going to push him back up the ramp and get that Nexus.
Game's over. 22 probes to 30. 15 Marines still on the map with a bunch of weak Stalkers. He just needs to siege up on the side here. He does not have siege mode. He actually just started it, so he can't siege up. But there's not much chance for JYP at this point. He does have a forward pylon he can use to try to do harassment. Even sneak the probe into the main.
Yeah, this is looking pretty grim for JYP though. He's been forced up into his base, and SC is not letting up. He's getting siege tech right now, and in about, let's see, 45 seconds or so when siege tech completes, I think it's going to be over for JYP, because with those Banshees to spot, the siege tanks will be able to hit his gateways from the low ground, hit his robo from the low ground, hit his units from the low ground, of course.
Yep. He can even just make a command center back at home. He's defending this really well. Nice micro by JYP, but there are Banshees at the top. Looks like JYP is only going to get 1 win against Terran today. Tanks moving closer here. The siege mode is done. One huge volley. A lot of these Stalkers very low on hit points.
Nice.
Another warp in. He's going to try to break this,
Wow.
and he may be able to do it. I'm kind of surprised that SC did not make a bunker, but he's attacking into a concave, so his Stalkers took a lot of hits.
Yeah, and he didn't micro that really very much at all. But yeah, this is going to be tough. A siege tank, if a siege tank was almost out, he could hold this, but the bunkers,
Oh, wow.
the depots are going to go down. We may see a base trade situation here. I think it's still going to go in SC's favor, but it's going to be close.
Seeing, oh, he's not using his SCVs as I expected him to.
This is getting really interesting. He's starting to pick off more units, and he can't rally more units to the front, obviously, with this situation either. SCV is starting to go down, but is he going to go for the kill? Not quite for the kill, but he is going to maneuver a little bit closer. Start shelling that gateway.
The tank is out for SC, the bunker is done, and
Yeah,
this
that's
game
it.
is over too. You can use these Stalkers to try to flank, but there's just not enough units to attack the main base.
With the tank out, that is it. There's no way that JYP's counterattack can actually attack anymore with that tank in the bunker next to it. And he's going to lose the robo slowly and steadily. And SC just has his fingers around JYP's throat and is just slowly squeezing the life out of him.
Yep, the Stalkers do catch a few reinforcing Marines, but that's all they're really going to catch. SC doesn't have to do anything anymore. He can just use these Banshees safely and securely. Goodbye, Robo. He can start picking off units now if he wants to.
Yeah. Or gateways as well is what he's going after. Smart at this point. JYP is going to make one last final stand in the minute here. Here it is actually going right now. Stalkers from the left, Stalkers from the right. Siege tanks in the middle blowing everything up, but he needs to focus down that Immortal before it kills too many tanks. Gets one tank, the second tank goes down as well, but it's just too many in the back.
Yep, this
And forced
SCB's on stop position on the ramp, so he can't move forward, and they weren't being attacked. Last Banshee goes down, but Siege Tank's getting way too many hits. And this is only the army that he has with him. He still has a second army back at home.
Yeah, in case of a warp-in counterattack.
His
Any
army at
second
home is
now,
even
we're going to see
bigger.
it. GG from JYP. SC, after an initial 0-2 loss, is bringing himself into a 2-2 tie situation. And JYP, after getting ahead early, is going to be at 2-2 as well in this group. GG. This group is getting crazy.
This group is getting crazy. SC overcoming his health problems today. Taking a win.
Big win for SC right there.
Definitely so.
Wow. So this actually, with the exception of Bumblebee, anyone could win this group still.
Yep. We got 3 games left.
No one has secured that actual, you know, 4th victory in order to actually clinch it. The STC is done with his games. He's at 3-2.
Let me tell you guys
Nothing else
the
he can
last
do.
3 games we have left. We have Maru versus Alicia. Now, if Alicia wins, he is in and Maru can't win.
Correct.
So that's it.
Yeah.
And then after that, we have Bumblebee versus SC. If SC wins this one, then Bumblebee, of course, nothing changes for him. And SC will then be at 3-2. And then he'll be tied with the STC, who's already played. So if the STC is tied with SC, then they, of course, since the STC beat him, then that's
the STC
unfortunate.
would,
So the last match is JYP against Maru. So I don't think that match will. Will that match? Yeah, the match will
Well,
get paid.
if JYP.
If Maru wins his match against Alicia, then he plays against JYP to decide who wins, and the match before that won't be played, I believe.
Yeah, it could get really crazy. But we're going to take a 5-minute break before we come back for these last few deciding matches. Well, not last few, but we've got a few more deciding matches coming up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. It's getting close. It's down to the wire. You don't want to miss the finish.